Or even a colostomy bag that doesn't leak in the green room. Okay? Leon, I like Leon, I really do. I mean, he's like your demented uncle who corners you before Thanksgiving dinner and tells you a shitty joke. But the difference with Leon is that he has 50 of them, and when he's done, you don't get any turkey. Leon is so fucking old, he played the Catskills before they had mountains there. But when he performs, at the end, he always comes out smelling like a rose. Axl Rose's ball sack, and Rose Kennedy's rotting corpse. Brian always likes my stuff. Thank you, Mr. Kirk. You know, you fucked up my introduction, by the way. What? Get up here and read my introduction. I'm a star. I come from... No, Leon used to be a touring musician. These days, the only tour he's on is Lipitor. When he retired from music, though, Leon was faced with a big question. Is that true, Leon?
A big one.
Should I go into comedy, or should I just have people remember me as sucking at one career? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see some attention out there. Al Roker, the fucking black... Are you Al Roker? Holy shit, I was right. So Leon is 78 years old. What a coincidence, Leon. That's the same speed your records go around in your new Victrola.
I love it.
See, I didn't think the young kids would get that. There's no laughter. But how old is Leon really? Well, let's put it this way. Apparently not old enough to write or deliver a decent fucking joke. And let's get on to this topic. People always ask me, is Leon Arp gay or straight? And I say, yes. Actually, you know, the comics, we don't know really about Leon's sexuality. Because sometimes, you know, you think he's back of the comedy club in the parking lot blowing some guy. But other times, you think he's back in the parking lot of the comedy club blowing some guy.
You're right the first time.
As long as I wasn't the guy. Leon writes, he didn't do it tonight, I give him credit. Did you take your Seroquel tonight, by the way?
What's that?
Did you take your Seroquel because you weren't reading off cards? Leon usually writes all his jokes down on cards because he can't remember shit. Unfortunately for the public, though, he remembers the address of every comedy venue in South Florida. To the people who think Leon's act is out of touch, it's out of date, Leon has one thing to tell you. I like Ike. Even though I like that one. But Leon provides something crucial to comedy club owners. A bathroom break so the customers can buy more fucking alcohol. And Leon's family can't stand him either. He goes over to his daughter's house with a $500 bill. She won't let him in. And she lives in the Bunny Ranch. The Bunny Ranch. Basically, Leon, you are to comedy what Adolf Hitler was to the Yiddish traveling theater. No Jews here, I didn't think that would go over. This is Boca, but it's East Boca. But Leon Arp is a consummate professional because he puts the same effort into a show on a Monday night in some shitty club for 5 people as he does in that same shitty club on a Tuesday night for 6 people. And this fucker Leon, I'm telling you, he steals jokes. But let's face it, every old, untalented, incontinent comedian does that. His only problem is that the garbage he steals is from these shitheads in this room. And I'm going to end with this one. Finally, when Leon performs in prisons, the inmates actually become less depressed about how much time they'll be doing. Because, it's true. Because when they're listening to Leon, all they can think is, how much more time will this asshole be doing? Okay. On to the dais. And now on to our roasters, or as I like to call them, the pawns of Leon. This dais has more fucking show business nobodies than a special ed production of Bye Bye Birdie. And actually, congratulations, guys. I want to congratulate all of you for having the brains to launch your comedy careers in South Florida, the mecca of entertainment, where all the decision makers can be seeing you. Even Eric fucking Myers moved out of here, please. He moved yesterday. All right, let's go. First up, the first guy you probably recognize from his Letterman and Jimmy Kimmel appearances. I hooked him up for 4th row for Letterman, 3rd row for Jimmy Kimmel. Give it up for Manny Garavito.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. It's good to be here.
Is it really?
Yes, it's really good. This is good. I'm roasting someone I hardly know. You got a lot of nerve talking about your sex life on stage, Leon. Especially at your age.
Somebody's got to talk about it.
It's true. It's true. He's got a lot of balls, too. When I first heard of Leon's act, he appeared to be someone who had a lot of experience in pedophilia. That's why I figured he performed stand-up comedy late at night so he can have an alibi. Are you retired, Leon?
I'm retarded.
I'll take it as a yes for the setup. Leon's so old, paying his Social Security is the reason why we're in a recession. Now, I know you've been doing comedy for years, Leon. And I must say that your act is getting good, not because of experience, but because the dementia really seems to be taking its toll. I think I put that on the notes. I thought that was the goal. Leon's online jokes are so bad, he's the reason Facebook made a report button. The only way Leon can kill on stage is if God actually killed him before a punchline. I'm sorry. I don't mean it. But in all seriousness, Leon, if you do pass away anytime soon, if God puts you on the spot for judgment, at least you have some solid stage time. Now, it must have been hard starting out to do comedy because in his 20s, Leon Arp could hardly get road gigs because there were only 13 colonies. Leon Arp's first paid gig was so bad someone had to shoot President Lincoln in order to stop the show. I'll leave it with that one. All in all, Leon Arp. I respect you as a comedian. I respect you for all your support. All the times you laugh in the background, so I know what parts to avoid for the show. And I respect you especially because I was grown up to respect my elders. Thank you very much, Leon, for everything.
All right, Manny Garavito, give it up for Manny. Good job over there. Okay. Next up is a man who serves an extremely important function at this event tonight. His name is Tony Rivera. And he's here only so Leon won't have to be the least funny man at his own roast. Give it up for Tony Rivera.
Thank you. All right. Let's start with my good friend Miriam. I really thought that you were going to make it in comedy, and then you got a breast reduction. And our buddy Brian Kirk here, you know, he's 100 times better at his day job than he is at comedy. And his day job is getting Republicans elected to office. So. Good job. Joe Duane, not on the dais, but a good friend of mine. I've been worried about you lately because, you know, your premises have been thinning out and your punchlines have been receding. But, you know, I have confidence. We all know you're a good comic. You'll regain your confidence soon enough. He's fault. Oh, man, what are you guys putting in the cover here? It's choking me up. There you go. Let's see, who else is here? John Hine. He went to a strip club with me last week, and I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't see it with my own eyes, but strippers can really tell a rapist from a mile away. They smell it on you, I think, that's what it is. And don't let looks deceive you. Mikey may be insanely small, but he has a huge vagina. It's a two-fister, I think. I don't know. Where'd he go? Is he under the couches again? Oh, there he is. Okay. All right. It was a new short joke, so you didn't see it coming. Oh, boy. Let's see. Matt Zegan is outside, but he always told me that he wanted to teabag a girl once, you know, where you kind of dip your balls in her mouth like that. And I really hope that he gets his wish, because that'll be the closest he's gotten to a bath in months. Leon, the man of the hour. You have so much experience. I have one question I've always wanted to ask. Oh, just one thing I always wanted to tell you. You have a very attractive daughter.
Right.
She's very...
I got two of them.
2 of them, wow, I didn't even know. Jeez. Which is surprising, considering that your semen is like 75% vodka. You know, but they're both gorgeous and intelligent, and I mean, honestly, the only way you could find a tiny deformed bone in their body is if they were having sex with Mike Cintron. That's 2, Mikey. That's 2.
That's not nice.
That's not. Now don't judge Leon because he comes before a time when civil rights was around. You know, he's a very forward thinker. I hear he voted for half of Obama. All right. Now I wrote some corny jokes in your honor because I didn't want it to get too funny here. Leon is so old, he thought Mad Men was a reality show. Leon is so old, he stopped using a towel to clean up after he masturbates. Now he uses a dustbuster. Leon is so old, his first cologne was just called Spice. Leon is so old, his farts can be carbon dated. Was that one Cretaceous? No, Jurassic? It was Jurassic, okay. Leon is so old, he got the first ever DUI. He tried to explain to the officer that he was just out with his friends, but the 3 wise guys went to see some baby in a manger. Needless to say, his camel was confiscated. Alright, I'm going to leave you with this last one. Leon is so old, when he was a kid, his local fire department was a lake. Thank you.
Leon, I tell you, looking at you from the audience in that crowd, it's going to be a lot easier to get those little boys into the van now with that thing. Next up is a lady I met just very briefly before the roast. Just had a couple of sentences speaking with her. She seems very nice, but I personally think that $400 is kind of exorbitant for a hand job. Penelope Pearson.
Oh, so Brian Kirk, I gotta say I appreciate everything you did this last election and getting the Democrats really like to keep up the good work. Where'd Joe go? I haven't actually seen Joe in a long time, but he looks great. He lost like 120 pounds. Or is she more like 130? So I heard Fat Chops said today that he needed 7 minutes up here to hit his stride. I've only ever seen him do 5 minutes, which is probably why I've never heard him say anything funny. Give me a little something, come on.
She got you.
Oh, I brought the dog up because I heard Nandu was hungry. How many of you think that Mike Tapcar's obituary is going to include the words, "After leaving a bar"? My friend Tony, where'd he go? Tony, I love you because you proved my theory that gay men and lesbian women could live happily ever after. Oh, so, which brings me to the birthday boy. Oh.
You can do it.
Happy birthday.
Whoa! Whee!
You look great for being 100, Leon. But you look like shit for 78. You realize the only reason the comics keep you around is because they all want to fuck your daughter, right? Last time I did a roast here, we actually brought in Angie Z to do a strip tease for the birthday girl. This was the only person that would agree to it for you, though. Mike Cintron, thank you for lending her the outfit. I have good news. Carnival Cruise Lines has agreed to hire you as their onboard comic. Of course, it was only because they're the only cruise line that has an onboard morgue. And one last one for you. I've actually heard your sets lately, and they've been running a little dry. In stark contrast to your drinking. Thanks. And
Great job from Penelope. Give it up for Penelope Pearson again. Mike Tavkar seems to be the top of the conversation. I tell you, it's not often that NASCAR fans call a comedian functionally illiterate. This guy has the speaking skills of a POW, had his tongue cut out, and was then waterboarded until he had a stroke or two, just for good measure. Give it up for Mike Tavkar.
One more time for Leon Arp. The man that invented rust. Leon, this is my favorite roast because it's probably your last one, but it's my favorite one.
It will be. Hopefully it will be.
Leon, your dick is like prohibition. Neither one have been effective since 1933. Which is ironic because he was born in 1934. So ladies, learn from his mom's horrible mistake. Never fuck while you're drunk. Leon's a very religious guy, and he's also a health nut. It's not his health that keeps him alive so long. No, it's not even God wants to hear your horrible jokes yet. Leon remembers the first girl that gave him some pussy. Her name was Wilma Flintstone. When Leon was a young lad, he had his way with the women. What was called boys being boys is now called rape. Thanks, Leon. I met Leon's ex-wife one night at an open mic that he was going to perform at, and hats off to Leon. He found more than one way to disappoint a woman. Anyone thinks Leon gets confused on stage? I saw him at home one time. He answered the fucking TV remote when the phone rang and proceeded to yell at the fucking phone that he was on the other line. The only thing younger than Leon Arp is everything. Leon's social security number is 1. Leon Arp is so old, he could fuck a 50-year-old woman tonight and still legally be labeled a pedophile. Leon's got some beautiful daughters. I don't know if you guys know this. His oldest daughter was the first girl on the TV series The Bachelorette, and he's got a big poster on his wall at his apartment. And it's funny because I have this same poster in my house. Just the only difference is mine's not stuck to the wall with tape, Leon. And I can talk about your good-looking girls because they're the only ones in your family that have looks, intelligence, and TV credits. Leon is the new Jack Kevorkian. He's helping people out with suicide, one bad joke at a time. Leon does have some good jokes, but like with most things with his age, you can't remember where the fuck you put them. You guys like the color of Leon's purple shirt that he usually wears?
Yeah.
Yeah, it matches his balls. The only difference is that the fucking shirt hangs down the hair when it's untucked. Here's my impression of Leon Arp scratching his balls. If fucking Leon Arp's fucking scrotum sack was any fucking longer, David Carradine would have to step off the Sears Tower to fucking hang himself fucking with it. Leon, I really like you and Evel Knievel because I got a respect for guys that cheat death. I know Leon told me that he would die to be a cruise ship comic. Oh, I read that wrong. No, Leon, you will die before you become a cruise ship comic. Leon, brother, happy birthday. Man, you make everyone out here, as far as you work, man, you make us all look like amateurs, like we're standing still. Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you.
Mike Tavkar. Give it up, give it up. Tell you what, at my height, I'm thrilled that the next comedian is here tonight. Okay, so big deal, so he's short. You could quickly forget that, though, when you realize how loud, untalented, and annoying a human being can be. Mike Cintron.
That's right, guys. They have me here because they need to have really shitty, hacky short jokes for you guys. So here I am. Later, Fat Chops will be here. We'll hear the shitty fucking fat jokes. We already heard some really shitty old jokes. All right. Sorry, I like everybody. Tony Rivera gets the award for the shittiest host in South Florida. He's so bad, they had to get Neil Berliner to come down here and waste his time. At a roast that no one knows except for his 2 daughters. And I'm assuming his ex-wife or wife, I don't know. Girlfriend, fuck buddy, what's...
Parole officer.
Parole officer, that works even better. Gonna write that one down for the next roast. Penelope Pearson or Miriam Pearson or whatever the fuck she's going by these days. Listen, I don't care how many times you change your name, it's not gonna make you any more funnier, okay? I'm sorry. I have a dog up here, I'm gonna tell a really shitty Asian joke, even though he left, no one knows who the hell Nandu is. Pepe Toilet was supposed to be here. That's right, you hear Pepe Toilet, what's the first thought you have? A Spanish kid who should have been a Spanish kid who should have been flushed down a toilet. That's what I wanted to say. Okay. Pepe Toilet changed his name? Is it Penelope Pearson? Moonbats. That would see. I should have went with that. Thank you, Dan. Alex Mauricio was supposed to be here. Manny Gravito's here. I didn't know they were comics. I didn't know Manny Gravito was a comic. I thought he was a performing artist, but he did really good earlier. I always thought he was just telling poetry on stage. Anthony J. Monty is known as Nick DiPaolo Light. Mike Tavkar is known as Doug Stanhope Terrible. That's what. All right. I don't know if you know, but Leon Arp was handing out his biography to everybody. Like, here, if you want to not make shitty old jokes, you can learn something about me. I don't think anyone grabbed them from me, right? Like, I was the only one who was like, sure, I'll entertain this. I'm just gonna read a little bit from it, and then I'll get off of here. Leon Arp has been making audiences laugh for decades. More like days, buddy, days. And is well on his way to becoming Florida's condo comedy king. What, is Cheese Louise and Doctor of Comedy in your way? Like, shit, I hope they die first, and then I'm gonna take the throne. Leon, when asked why audience members have so much fun, Art replies, they have no other choice. Very true. I'm sorry, very true. And they're usually very drunk. Last one. Art has performed in piano comedy. Art has performed piano comedy at the famous Monkey Bar in New York, where he was the top banana. Is that like an old racist term for like black club or something? Like. In all seriously, I love you, Leon. You're the greatest. No, when you die, I hope to take over your reign as the most annoying laugh in the room when a comic is bombing. Thank you so much. Long live Ed McMahon.
Mike Cintron, everybody. All right. Give it up again for Mike. Woo! All right. Our next roaster is good friends with Nandu. Unfortunately, his act has earned him the nickname Cannot Do. He's basically an observational comedian. He's become an expert at observing yawning, people's backs, and flashlights. Give it up for John Hine.
All right, everybody. We're all here for Leon, or as the life insurance companies call him, the worst bet since Fat Chops. Got a great dais here tonight. We got Tona Rivera here, who's setting a bad example for Hispanics everywhere by marrying the woman who fathered his children. We got Penelope here. Penelope has devoted her life to a career. She's a midwife, if you don't know. So she's devoted her life to a career that's been irrelevant since they stopped treating syphilis with mercury. Penelope does have a big family, though. She's got a husband, kids. Luckily, she has a dog, too, so at least someone will love her. Got Mike Tavkar here. Every night Mike Tavkar goes out, he has one drink for each one of his teeth. Somehow that manages to get him wasted. I think if Crystal Meth had a mascot, it would be Mike Tavkar. John Hine is here. I hear that guy's half a fag. Anthony J. Monty. Is the J supposed to make you sound important? Because it's not working. Brian Kirk is here, who wisely invested in the Romney campaign. It makes sense, though, that Brian is a Romney supporter, because on a good day, about 47% of his act is funny.
Whoa.
We got Manny Garavito, the other Spanish guy. That's all I have for Manny. Thank you. All right, and that's oh no, Fat Chops is here. Fat Chops. He's here to answer the age-old question: who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? It was him. He's fat. He likes his sweets.
Really?
Yeah. So that brings us to the man of the hour, Leon. A lot of people don't know, but Leon is actually Canadian. Unfortunately, when he moved here, both his money and his jokes suffered from the exchange rate. Actually, Leon got into some trouble with the law in Canada. That's why I was a little nervous about being here tonight, because he heard Anthony J. Mounty was going to be here. I know that's not really how you pronounce your last name. 5 years ago when you were somebody, that would have bothered me. Now, Leon wants to work on a cruise ship. Wants us to throw him to the ocean. Unfortunately, most likely the ocean will throw him back. All right. Leon is so old, Leon's first pickup line was, "Hey, sexy, I know how to make fire." Early in his career, Leon actually took a hand at observational comedy. He managed to release 2 groundbreaking albums, What's the Deal with Moses? And Hunting and Gathering? Pick one, jerks. When Leon got his first job, it was actually the first job. Leon's been trying to use OkCupid recently, but he's had to stop because they keep putting dead women in his quiver match. All right. That's gonna about do it for me. I do have one thing to say to Leon here. Leon has a lot to teach us about comedy. I always learn something every time he goes on stage. I learned something new never to do.
John Hine. All right. The next guy to come up could make Coffee nervous.
Oh.
He's so paranoid, he's afraid of his own stalker's shadows. You've heard of the full Monty? Here's the full of shit Monty, Anthony J. Monty.
Wow, thank you. It's an honor to be here. No, it's not. Not really. All right. Wow. Give it up for Neil, the roast master. Come on, give it up for Neil. Awesome. Neil, your hair looks great tonight, buddy. When did you have it flown in? Holy shit. The fucking dais. Look at this dais. It's the who's nobody of comedy. Oh my God. I don't know what's worse, being up here or watching this shit from the fucking parking lot. Penelope, how are you? How are you? I don't know you, but I really like to pet your cooch. I mean pooch. Sorry.
Wow.
I don't know. Fat Chops, where's my man? Fat Chops, there he is. Up and coming, so fucking guy, he's around, he's hitting all the bars lately, you know? Hershey Bar, O. Henry Bar, Twix Bar. Love that guy. Oh. Thank you very much. This is an honor. Look, Leon, I'm sorry, I'm fucking putting you to sleep. Wow. Are you kidding? Holy shit. Now I know I really made it. Wow, career is skyrocketing. Amazing. Leon is so old, his social security card didn't need a number or even his last name on it. Nobody will get that. That's all right. Good one, Neil. Thank you. Oh, God, I had a rough week. But you know, but after a rough week, I actually highly recommend Leon's new 20-minute set. If you can desperately use 20 minutes of uninterrupted peace and quiet. Yeah, but Leon used to be a keyboard player. Was that right, Leon? A keyboard player? 100%. That's right. If you've heard his comedy, you'd think he switched to tuba because he blows. So did that joke.
You're on fire.
It's called fucking gonorrhea. That's why I'm on fire. But I give him credit. I give Leon credit. Unlike other old people who are boring, hated by their relatives, and smell awful, Leon, on the other hand, well, you're all of those things, Leon. Can I tell you? This is great stuff. Just wrote it this morning. But Leon keeps at it. He told me one night he's written over 300 jokes. He told me he written over 300 jokes in the past 2 years. Leon, when you get up here, come on, I want you to tell the 2 funny ones. Leon, he's always smiling. Look at him, he's always smiling, right? You gotta give it up for that. He's always smiling. He's a very happy guy. I mean, I'd be smiling too if all I had to do was pee in my diapers all day long. Leon is so old, in order to have an orgasm, he has to stop and pack his penis like he did when he packed his musket in the fucking Confederate War. When Leon comes, a white flag pops out and it says, drip. Thank you. That's cartoon humor right there for those of you who are old enough. Thank you. Leon, though, you are a good man, but please now, you gotta act your age, all right? So go shit yourself like every other old bastard knocking on death's door. Thank you. That's all I have tonight. Thank you very much. Good luck to Leon.
Thank you. That was so adequate. Thank you, Anthony. My good friend Brian Kirk is here. Of course, whenever I see Kirk, I think of Star Trek. Kirk actually reminds me of the episode where Captain Pike gets his face bashed off. You ever see that? I knew that wouldn't go. You know, it was the 2-parter. With the guy in the wheelchair, and he can only say yes or no with the light. Oh boy. Anthony, what did you do to me? But I respect Brian, I'll tell you why. As you know, he's a very religious man, and he believes that life begins at conception. So I guess Brian thinks that today, Leon Arp is 78 years and 9 months old. Give it up for Brian.
Is Centron still here? All right. Michael Centron, also known as Leon Arp's personal pharmaceutical sales rep. I saw him earlier with this hoodie. I thought he was Trayvon Martin and I was going to have to shoot him. Look at that thug. Go get some Skittles. Thought Renee Hart was going to be here. It said so on Facebook. I was very nervous. I mean, if I make it good with Renee, I could be the next Will Watkins. John Hine is here, or as soundboard operators refer to him, lose the mid-range. Little sound op humor for you this evening.
A little.
Thank you, sir. Oh boy, well let's get started on Sir Leon. Leon, my remarks tonight are brought to you by thescooterstore.com. There's going to be free mobility consultations after the show. Leon was born in 1934, along with superstars like Tom Baker, Sylvia Sims, and Ann Kruger.
Oh.
Yes, Leon, even your famous peers have long been forgotten. Leon, you're doing a fine job managing your end-of-life crisis.
Wow.
The fact that you're even here tonight means we've also got to thank the guards over at Hospice by the Sea. You know, Leon's a very funny guy. Comedy clubs not only give him guest spots, they also give him age spots. For the young people, those are things you get when you're old. Leon's a very generous man. I don't know how many people know this, but he volunteers for the Water and Sewer Division. He's a twice daily sperm and tissue donor. Sperm is that stuff that, okay. Leon, a bit of advice. This has really been bothering me. Please stop referring to President Obama as that mulatto fella. You know, there's more to Leon than just his Ed McMahon laugh and his trademark butt plug jokes. I got to know the real Leon at Wings Plus Comedy Night. He'd be there hours beforehand, taking advantage of early bird specials and unsuspecting waitresses. But to simply dismiss Leon as some dirty old man would do a great disservice to dirty old men, a vast majority of whom have the decency to hide it. Not Leon. He refuses to hide his delight under one woman's bushel, just like the good book says. A lot of Bible scholars in this room, I see. Go to hell. Literally. Despite his age, Leon can party. In fact, he's Florida's only Life Alert subscriber to be part of both a Silver Alert and an Amber Alert on the same day. Leon, you're a good man and a good friend, and I sincerely hope you're here to celebrate when you're 78 and a quarter. Thank you so much.
Brian Kirk, everybody. You know, Brian doesn't believe in evolution either. He's right. His comedy hasn't evolved in the 5 years I've known him. Okay, moving right along here. Let's see. People who haven't shown up. Let's see now. Oh, yeah. I remember. See, I don't have to read off a card. Leon.
Good for you.
Last year I was at a VFW show, and a veteran said to me, dude, I was tortured in Iraq, I was tortured in Afghanistan, but this fucking guy is unbearable. Would you happen to have any cyanide on you? I said, no. The man responsible for all this? Fat Chops!
Man, give it up for your host, Jeff Conaway. Just got out of celebrity rehab. I want to thank everybody for showing up. My God, what a terrible dais. The last time I was around this many hacky losers, I was on the Alan Schumann radio program. It's a very inside joke. I want to thank all my good friends for coming out tonight. Some of these comedians were bonding. My buddy John Hine is here tonight. He just got a new haircut. And somehow his face still looks like 70s porn pussy. Except his face smells better. A lot of people don't notice about John, but he performs with his eyes closed, facing the stage. And I wish he wouldn't do that, because I feel like if you looked the audience in their eyes and saw what he was doing to them, he would quit. Which is what we all want. Give it up for Mike Tapcard, another buddy of mine over there.
Yeah, we can do it next.
If you didn't recognize him, he's the one who looks like a survived abortion. Every time I see Mike perform, I wonder, why does a man with this many rancid, infected openings in his mouth find this many reasons to run it all the time? If you haven't heard a conversation with Mike, it goes like this. Blah, 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 black president, blah, 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 stand your ground law. Blah, 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 I hate the Jews. No, but seriously, Mike, it's good to see you are doing well. Not with comedy, of course, but the fight against AIDS. Brian Kirk was here tonight. He took his time off from his day job to come out here. And by day job, of course, I mean removing the skin from transient hookers so that he can make shower curtains out of them. Give it up for my buddy Ralph Laguerre. He's not on the dais tonight, but he is the only black guy in here, and he is coincidentally sitting in the darkest spot in the club. He's only black by skin, though. He's the whitest motherfucker I know. Like, he is the Carlton of Wayne Brady's. Like, I can't hang around with Ralph because he makes my street cred go down. Give it up for our only female comedian tonight, Miriam Penelope Ann Martinez Pearson. A lot of people don't know, but she's the only comic in here who also has more than one name that nobody gives a fuck about. A lot of people think it's weird that Miriam has 6 names, but what they don't know is that it makes perfect sense because she's had 3 sex changes. Michael Cintron's here, and if he was a real boy, I would roast him, but... Which brings us to the man of the hour, Leon Arp. Which raises the question, how do you roast a man who's been dead for 4 days? Hey, like, I've roasted a lot of people in my career, but this is the first time I've roasted a smiling piece of leather. Give it up for Leon's ex-wife who's here. Proof that the love may break, but the herpes stays forever. It has been a long life for Leon, but what people don't know is it's been a hard life too. That's actually not his first wife, that's his second wife. Leon's first wife was burned in the Salem witch trials. People wonder how a man this old stays in such good shape. And the thing you might not realize is you can stay in really good shape when your only activity is chasing little boys around the playground. I'll never forget the first time I met Leon, staring up at me through the glory hole at the Funky Buddha, offering me candy to touch his penis. seriously though, Leon, we only fuck with you because you know you're gonna outlive all of us, absorbing the souls of young teenage boys by using their semen to make your dentures stick to your gums. And if for some reason, Leon, you think we were being too harsh tonight, I want you to try to remember how tremendously insulted all of us were to be here. And I can tell you, Leon, from the bottom of my heart, you've done absolutely nothing for me in the world of comedy. And if there's one thing I could ask of you for the remainder of your life, 10 minutes, it's to please continue to never do nothing for me in comedy ever again. I appreciate it. Thanks for the time, you guys. My name is Fat Chops.
That's Fat Chops. By the way, Leon, how do you spell ARP? A-A-R-P? Next up is a guy, I have to be serious for a second. Dan Dakotas is here. I was out in the World Series of Comedy in Vegas. He was out there, he killed. Okay? Really, give it up for this guy. Did the same jokes he did here, but there it killed anyway. That's all I know about Dan Dakotas. I didn't write anything more about him because frankly, I thought by this time of the night, this guy would be deceased. So, Dan, I guess come up here.
I like how no one had the balls to make fun of me. There was not one joke about me. I guess you guys know I used to live with Eric Myers. It's a pretty big deal. Leon, this is a big deal, man. Got a movie coming out with Tom Cruise. It's called Geriatric McGuire. His big line, show me the money! Because Daddy got a new colostomy bag. I love this guy. Everyone did the same jokes. Everyone, Leon's old. Leon's like every other black comic. We get it. We get it. Leon's like everybody's grandpa, He's like everybody's grandpa. He's the grandpa we all wish had molested us. Leon remembers the good old days. Remember the good old days, man, right?
Yeah.
Where a Coke cost a nickel and a slave cost a dime. The good old days. Leon's seen it all, man. You're from Canada, right? Born and raised?
Yeah.
Go back. He's from Canada. It's a good place, man. Those Canadians, man, those Canadian seniors, they keep coming over here and they take all the good American hospice spots. Save a bed for you, buddy. Leon's favorite rapper is T-Pain because it reminds him of his terrible arthritis. I want to propose a toast before we get out of here. I want to propose a toast. Everyone, please raise your kavas. To the Arnold Schwarzenegger of women's rights. To the Adolf Hitler of a Make-A-Wish Foundation. To the Michael Jordan of baseball. To the Genghis Khan of personal hygiene. And to the Amelia Earhart of the Blue Angels. To the Leon Arp of comedy. We love you, buddy. We love you. You know what? We're going to leave you with this. When Leon dies and he sees the light, he's going to do another 15 minutes. That motherfucker. Thank you very much, folks.
Dan Dakotas. I think we got one more guy, is that right? His name is Patrick. Is it Schroeder or Schrader?
Schroeder.
No, it's Schrader, actually. Schrader. Yeah, he's another guy I haven't written anything about because I was hoping that I'd be deceased if anybody in New York saw me in this thing, but give it up for Patrick.
What's going on? Everybody who's here. What's up, guys? Ralph? What up, Ralph? Leon!
Yeah.
What's up, man? How you doing? Happy birthday. I just found out about this thing. I didn't really have a lot of time to write a whole lot of material, but I do have a lot of personal stories. I've known Leon for 53 years at least. Me and Leon fought in the war together. A really old war. I tried to think of an old war. What's an old war?
War of 1812.
Not old enough. But, you know, now we're getting close. We all, I'm glad we could turn, you know, my roast said people are writing jokes for me. It's great. It's how lazy I am. Manny Garavito's here. I don't know if you guys, did you guys see Manny? You guys, you guys have been here the whole time? Good for you guys. Nobody has a job to get to in the morning? No, you just have time to watch people roast people. That's cool. Manny Garavito's here. Let me tell you a story about Manny. Manny hates bumper stickers. Anybody knows this? I mean, you guys don't know Manny, but he hates bumper stickers. Manny was just telling me on the way here, he saw a bumper sticker that said, "My child saves lives." And underneath that, it said, "Student Safety Patrol." Man, I swear to God, Manny's like, you gotta be running through a hallway pretty fast to kill somebody. Somebody drown in the water fountain? Come on. Well, that's Manny, you know, he's crazy. That's what he does. John Hines here. John Hine, another guy with the bumper stickers, he was telling me a story the other day. Not unsimilar to Manny's story. He's telling me a story about the time that he saw this one guy, he had so many anti-Barack Obama bumper stickers that the guy had to put up another bumper sticker that said, "Political dissent doesn't mean racism." John Hine goes, "Hey dude, I don't mean to bother you, but if you have to put up a bumper sticker to convince people you're not racist, you're probably racist." Huh? That's not something unracist people have to worry about. Remember when that happened, John?
Every word.
Every word he remembers. Is that Tavcar in the corner? Tavcar. This guy, hanging out with this guy's a trip. He was telling me a story. Tavcar, he works with this guy who's really racist. He was telling me all about it. He works with this guy who's racist. He told him, "Mike, you never want to live with black people. You just don't do it, trust me. You don't want to do it. I know." Mike's like, "When did you live with black people?" He's like, "In prison." It's like, okay, I don't think that was black people's fault that was terrible for you. Don't you think that might have been bad either way? I don't know. But the reason we're all here tonight, the man of the hour, Leon Arp. Leon, this guy. Especially, he's the least racist person that I know. In fact, he takes a side. He was telling me, he was like, white people always want to tell you what's not racist. That's what Leon was telling me. He goes, white people want to tell you what's not racist, like they know, like they've been. Why are there no black football coach? That's not racism. Come on, get out of here, don't be crazy. Remember when he said that, Leon? I'm like, Leon, it's easy for white people to say something's not racist. We're not affected by it. We don't. That's like if you're hanging out with your dog and somebody starts blowing a dog whistle. You're like, what are you getting all freaked out about? I don't hear anything. What's the matter with this dog? Remember, Leon, when that happened? We had some good times back then. Back in the Revolutionary War. Brian Kirk's here. Hey, buddy. I don't know, I thought this was gonna go funnier than it did. What are you gonna do? People are tired. How old are you, Leon?
78.
78? That's a good age, man. It's a good age. This guy, I know I came up here and fucked around, but Leon, and I say this to you a lot, if I ever get, for some reason, somebody finds me the least bit funny and wants to give me any sort of television show or sketch show, I always say my first hire would be Leon Arp. Because this dude, usually we have a very good back and forth. I thought when I would talk tonight, you would, say some things, but clearly you're very tired. I didn't realize I was going to go so late. Normally when I'm on stage, I can't get him to be quiet. We have a very good back and forth. I thought you would make some comments, but I was sorely mistaken. This went worse than Fat Chop's diet, I'll tell you what. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Patrick.
I think the mic's off.
Yeah, the mic is off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Signal.
Brother.
When Patrick said people are tired, I think he meant his new joke writer.
Wow.
Well, at least 15 of us can save that Ambien for another night now. All right, I guess this is it, Leon. This is it, buddy.
I have one brief thing I want to say. I have something to say. You turned it off on me again. Test. I have something I want to say to all the amazingly funny comedians who came up and paid tribute to me tonight. Let me put it to you this way.
The one, the only, Leon Arp. Thanks, everybody.
And just a little side note, they want to tell everyone they're going to be giving him cake, doing Leon's birthday cake in the back room in a minute or two.
Thank you so much, sweetheart. Love you. Okay, well, my next roast, in 50 years from now, we're going to have you up. Thank you very
His Majesty, the King of Kings.